Hi guys! Today I'm reviewing the Braun 12-cup food processor. This is the second part of the review. If you want to watch the first part, I've put a link in the description below. We'll use the chopper attachment. It has its own blade. And I'll process 50 grams or just about 2 ounces of whole roasted almonds. 50 grams is the recommended amount for nuts, and they can be processed whole. The speed should be 15, and we can process for about 30 seconds. Put the chopper in the bowl. There's an arrow on the chopper bowl that matches the arrow on the food processor bowl. Put the small blade in. The nuts. You do have to press the lid down a little bit and then turn it. The speed's on 15, and I'll just turn the dial to on and let it run for about 30 seconds. Put the food pusher in. I forgot that part. If you don't put the food pusher in, some of the nuts might fly out. You do want to check to see how fine you want the nuts processed. So you don't need the full 30 seconds. The nuts are even and processed beautifully. So the chopper attachment is handy for smaller amounts of food. Next we'll use the citrus press. The speed should be 3. Put the food processor bowl in. There's no blade. There's an arrow to match up with the arrow in the bowl. Turn it just like you do the lid, and it'll lock, and put the conical part on top. Now this is manual. You just turn the dial to on and push the citrus on top. Trying a lime. Now I'll try a lemon. It works, but I think it's a little too much effort. You do have to use some force to press the citrus down. Also, the conical part moves really fast, and if your finger accidentally hits it, it'll hurt. There are slots in the bowl so that the pits and some of the pit will stay in the bowl and the juice will flow into the food processor bowl. So although the citrus press does work, I just found it to be a little too much effort. And there's still juice I can manually get out of the lime that I just used in the citrus press. And the lemon. Next, I'll whip cream using the whipping attachment. Go straight in the middle and push it down. The maximum is 13.5 ounces. I'm going to pour in about a cup or 8 ounces. Again, there are measurement lines here, so it's easier. That's 8 ounces, 250 milliliters. The speed should be at 2, and we'll process for about 2 minutes. It's been a little over 2 minutes. And the cream is still cream. It's not whipped at all. I'm going to try a speed of 5. And there's whipped cream. Here's the whipped cream. And that took just a few seconds on speed 5. Generally, cream is whipped at a high speed. So I'm not sure why the recommended speed was 2, but if you do it at 2, the cream is never going to be whipped. But at 5, it's perfect, and it took just a few seconds. And I did use very cold cream straight from the fridge. You can also use this attachment for egg whites. Next, we'll make pie dough. For pie dough, it's best to use the kneading hook. The speed should be 7. We'll put all the ingredients in and just turn to on and let it run for about a minute. I'm using 13 ounces, 2.5 cups or 380 grams of flour, 8 ounces of butter, about 230 grams, about half a cup of water, 4 ounces, 125 milliliters, teaspoon salt, teaspoon sugar, and a teaspoon of cider vinegar. First, put the flour in. The flour is in with the sugar and salt, small cubes of butter. The butter is not supposed to be hard or soft, somewhere in the middle. In a lot of food processors, first you pulse these ingredients and then add the water. I'll add the half cup of water, or almost half a cup, and turn it on. I'll check the dough. It's holding together nicely, so it's done. You definitely don't need the full minute. This was about 15-20 seconds. Dough looks really good. You can see it easily forms a ball, and you can still see pieces of butter running through the dough. I'll just divide this in half because this makes 2 pie crusts. Form it into a disc, flatten it, wrap it in plastic wrap, and you can put it in the fridge for a couple of days. You can also wrap this and put it in a freezer bag, and it'll last in the freezer for a couple of months. So the Braun did a great job on the pie dough. If you want to try out this Braun food processor, I'll put a link in the description below. While this Braun comes with a multitude of attachments, some attachments perform better than others. You can juice, whip cream, make dough, chop onions, chop tomatoes, slice, shred, and grate. And you also get that smaller chopper attachment that I processed the nuts in. Cleanup was easy. There was no food stuck in any crevices of any of the parts. I think it would be easier to use the Braun if the instructions in the manual were a little bit more specific and detailed. Since you can do so many things with this food processor, it is a good value. I do hope you found this review helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more reviews. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.